Dandemutande has been in this technology space for the last 25 years. So last year we celebrated our silver jubilee. So we are not as new to the market as a lot of people might assume. We've just been quieter, but we've now elevated our posture in the market, particularly in the last 4 years. So we started off in 1997 as Utande Internet Services. Then in 2009 we got our first license from Potras, which is an internet access provider license. And that license allows us to construct infrastructure, bring in bandwidth for wholesale and also for retail. And over the years we've really evolved from being a kind of a one-dimensional technology provider to a full-stack technology provider. And part of that growth has come through acquisitions. In 2015 we took over iWay and Africa Online. In 2016 we bought Your Africa and another entity in Mutare called Bisat Communication. But then after those acquisitions we then became a larger company. At this stage we are the third largest internet access provider in Zimbabwe, with 4 branches across the country, one in Bulawayo. In October last year we opened another one in Kwekwe. We've got a Mutare branch in Harare, we've got Avondale, and then our main office is at Pegasus House. So in terms of services that we are now providing to this market, in the main, we are still providing connectivity using fiber, using satellite. In fact, we are the largest VSAT operator in Zimbabwe with 38% market share, and then also using wireless, which is 4G and WiMAX. That's on the connectivity side. Then we are also providing cloud services in the country. We've got 5 data centers in Zimbabwe, the largest being where our head office is at Pegasus. We've got a location at Cabsford Street, another one at MultiChoice, then 2 in Bulawayo, one at Charterhouse, and then the other one at Montrose where there is ZBC. That's on the cloud. So we are providing all services that are on the cloud, including your basic co-location services to all the way up to having your virtual private servers and all backup services. We boast of actually being a home of most of your very high-end customers that are actually co-locating in our facilities.
But why is it that, as you have just said, that you seem to be quieter, or you were quieter before? Why is that so?
The idea behind that was we needed the time to grow our capabilities. And we've seen that in the last 4 years, the aggression that we've had and the new capabilities that we have, we think that the time is now for us to know us better.
What was the motivation behind that?
The motivation was we didn't want to come out with a lot of noise when we're not ready for the market. So we grew organically. We also grew inorganically. I spoke about the acquisitions that we had, which meant that our market share became larger. At the moment, we are in terms of market share size, we are number 3 behind Liquid and Tel1.
Well, we are cognizant of the gap that is existent, that we are all in the public domain. It is known, the urban-rural divide, the gap that is there. When you had your setups and everything, the acquisition, what new initiatives have you brought to the rural?
One of the gaps that is there is obviously the rural is still pretty much underserved. We are in the main a business-to-business organization, but the gap that is there where there is no fiber or any other alternatives, be it in some of the mining areas, be it on the farms, be it on your rural schools, be it on your rural police stations and the clinics and all that, most of that gap we're filling it up using our satellite technology.
What about the cost?
The cost has actually come down. If you look back 10 years ago, satellite was almost out of the way. But now you can get a decent connection on satellite for $80 per month as a monthly subscription. You can even get it lower. We've just completed a project with the Potras to connecting 1,150 sites, of which 640 or 650 were schools, over 400 police stations, and the balance your community disability centers. So this is all the services that were being given to the underserved places that are outside of your urban areas. So we are actually proud that we've contributed in a very strong way to bridging that gap between the urban and the rural.
Looking at the market itself, yes. You've got, I don't know, the competitors or your complementers. You've got Net1, Econet, Telecel, and Tel1. What can you say about your organization vis-a-vis all these four, which are already probably non-organizations?
Yeah. So we play in different spaces. There is the mobile network operators, and then these are Econet, Tel1, and Telecel. Then we've got the internet access providers, which is, I know Tel1 plays in both spaces, in both data and voice. But the people that we work close the most will be your internet access providers. They would always do complementary services, because even if you're a mobile operator, you'll need data, you need bandwidth. So in some instances, we actually the people that are behind the bandwidth that is then used by the mobile operators. So
market share.
The
Market share.
on the mobile,
yes.
That's not our space.
No, on the data space.
On the data space, I said at the moment, using the Potras reports that came out at the end of last year, that is the Q4 reports, we are the third largest internet access provider behind Liquid and Tel1.
So if people want to have a test of your product, to have at least something from Dandemutande, how are they supposed to have access to your services? So
we've got, like I said, we've got a fairly established branch network. In Bulawayo, we've got an office, corner 5 Avenue and 14. We've got an office in Kwekwe, we've got an office in Mutare, we've got an office in Avondale, and then we've got our main head office in Pegasus House. So besides our social media net handles, which provide a lot of information about what we do, those that want to actually come to our physical offices, those are the places that they'll find us. I think one thing that we appreciate is that any service that comes into the space that we play in is always going to be complementary. Because let's just look at the numbers at the end of Q4 last year. Our internet penetration has gone up to about 65%. So there's still 35% market that still needs to be served. So what we normally do with a lot of the partners, we at the moment we don't understand what type of partnership that they'll be looking for. But if I were to speak for other partners that are in the satellite space, is we then become their distributors in country. Because in order for you to access those services or distribute them in a country, you need a license, and they normally write on our licenses, so we become the distributors. So at the moment, everyone is trying to find out what model they want to employ. We hear that they want to go direct to market, but obviously they will need to have some licensing framework. And there is always going to be different products for different market segments. The positioning that we are hearing now sounds like it's more of a consumer product, but there is enterprise satellite. There will be other corporates that will need different solutions. So there's not only Starlink that is on the low Earth orbit satellite. There's also OneWeb, which is an enterprise solution that is also coming almost at the same time with the Starlink solution. But the more the merrier. That's our positioning. If there's an opportunity to work with them to be able to then distribute their services, they then get into our basket of services and not eliminating what we already have. That's how we are looking at it. So the market segments that will appeal to those different products are different as well.
So what are your plans for Dandemutande for maybe for this year?
So this year we want to deepen our presence across the country, which is really the first one, because we see that the economy is growing. Whether we like it or not, we're seeing there's a lot of investment that is going into mining. So because we are a business-to-business organization in the main, we want to make sure that we deepen our capabilities in mining, we deepen our capabilities in smart agriculture, because agriculture is a growing sector as well. Tourism has come back, so we want to be very close to the tourism sector as well. Education, I think we've addressed a bit of it. We, in this program that I said we've completed with Potras, but there are still opportunities actually to address some of the missing links in the education value chain, one of which is IT hardware. If you recall, I said one of our product pillars is now IT hardware. We've given connectivity to the schools, but do they have the computers? Do they have the tablets? What else can be done once people are connected? So we want to look at that. And beyond Zimbabwe, we are now wanting to look into the SADC region. So we've just recently incorporated an SPU in Botswana. So we're going through the licensing framework just to make sure that we're able to deliver services there. We will be looking at Zambia, we'll be looking at Malawi, but in the main we want to expand our services beyond Zimbabwe, and we've started already.